Hey YouTube, it's your girl Dr. J, and I thought I would come on and do a quick video that was answering some questions that people had. I've had some questions on various videos, and it just seemed like it would be easier for me to come and do a quick video. Y'all know I'm not quick to answer the questions because some would have required a little bit longer of a response. So the first question that I got was asking whether or not I did transcripts for my kids. And I actually don't do transcripts for my kids, and there's a couple reasons behind that. The first one is because they're younger, they're in earlier grades, so I really don't have a big need for transcripts. But I do keep portfolios for my children, and the reason is because a lot of times I do have times when I need to put a portfolio together, whether it be for them trying to get into a program of some sort or something like that. Also, what I'm seeing in academia is that a lot of universities and colleges are asking for portfolios from homeschool students in addition to the traditional transcript. One of the reasons why I generally like doing a portfolio is because my children do some of their programs, their online programs, and they tend to have really good reports that do a great job of helping you to be able to, like, I can pull the reports monthly and it'll say this is how many problems they've done, this is the percentage that they've gotten right, these are the topics that we've covered. So it's just really easy to come out and do a quick pull for those things so I can report those things. Another reason why I like portfolios over transcripts for us is because my kids do multiple programs. So for instance, for reading, we aren't just doing one reading program, we're doing two programs plus some supplemental activities. So giving a reading score is a little bit hard because we're pulling from various things. The same thing for math. My oldest, he's doing 3 different math programs. He's doing Stanford's EPGY, he's doing Singapore math, and he's doing Khan Academy. So to be able to really give a math grade is really hard. And then you also have my daughter, who she's 6 years old, but she's doing 3rd grade math. And so that would just look kind of funny on a transcript. People might kind of get a side eye a little bit, like, really. And so being able to give a portfolio is, to me, it's just better for us. One of the reasons why it tends to be a little bit easier for me to put a portfolio together is because we're a little bit different from a lot of homeschoolers in that we choose to do achievement testing annually. I know some states, they require achievement testing, whether that's annually or twice, every 2 years or every 3 years. I'm actually in a state that does not require annual testing at all. So there's no testing requirements. But we choose to do it for a few reasons. The first is because I like to have confirmation of what grade level my kids are working at, especially because they do tend to work above their grade level, their assigned grade level. And so having that independent result, because I don't do their achievement testing, that is contracted out to a person who they are licensed in the test that they give. So I like doing that. Another reason that I like it is because since we're not required to do testing, it's not high stakes testing for us, and I want my kids to get very comfortable with the testing process so that when we do go into high stakes testing, whether that's if one day we move to another state, or definitely when they're ready to start college, they're going to have to sit down for the SAT, ACT, and that will be high stakes testing. So I want my kids really comfortable with the testing process well before it becomes quote unquote high stakes testing for us. And it also just, it's interesting information to know, and it also helps, again, because, when my children, when they're working 2 or 3 years above their assigned grade level, it's good to have kind of independent verification of that. So that's why it tends to be a little bit easier for me to pull together a portfolio, because I have a lot of things that will go into a portfolio that's kind of ready for them. So transcripts, no, we don't traditionally do those. As my kids get older, I will probably do a type of transcript once they get into the high school level. That's generally going to be because they're going to have a much more kind of solid sort of themed math and sciences. So, you know, even if they're doing 3 different algebra programs, it's going to be easier to say, you know, this is their algebra score. I'll also begin to start to contract out more of things like they're, you know, even if they do calculus at home on their own, they're still going to do a, you know, at least an online, if not a college-based calculus program. So they'll get an assigned grade from there. Science, you know, you'll generally take chemistry or biology or botany and those sort of things. So it'll be easier to pull together a transcript in the high school grade levels. But we'll still do a portfolio as well. I was asked about I talked about doing a yearbook annually for my kids, and someone had asked about those. And what we tend to do is Groupon or Living Social. They tend to have coupons or discounts that you can buy for different books, like Peekaboo has books. I think Shutterfly does books. I think we've gotten books from both of those. And this is an example of the one we did our first year. It was just kind of, you know, a book that just had just pictures from the different things that they had done, you know, their schooling, like it's karate, and then doing yoga and at swimming, and in addition, like some of the things that they were doing, you know, in our homeschool, or them doing music and stuff like that. So this one was from our first year. After that, we started to do one combined book for me, but then each child actually gets their own book, and it's just about them and what they did. And in addition to what they did for school, it's also kind of them with their friends, you know, track meets, piano recitals, you know, all those sort of things. And it's their own book. I love it because you can put a lot of pictures on a page like this one, even though it's a smaller size book. There's 4 pictures on each page, and the pictures are very clear. They're very easy to see. You can add words as well, if you like. And I just think it's something that'll be great for them to hold on to and, you know, take with them, you know, to college or wherever they go in life. It'll be nice to look back. I love looking back and reminiscing. I love looking at my own yearbook from high school, and I'm only like on 2 pages, and so I thought, how wonderful would it be to have a annual review of your life, and it was really about your life, not these things that went on at the building that you attended, but the things that went on in your own personal life. And so I think it's a great gift to be able to give my kids. And we do these books a lot. We do them for a lot of different areas. But, oops, it just fell. But my husband, he went to a Steelers football fantasy camp. And so this is a book that, you know, he did with just, you know, all the pictures and stuff from that experience, and, you know, what it was like to meet, you know, players and that sort of thing. So we do them for, you know, various things. We take tons of pictures. I always I keep a camera in my purse. I have a camera in the schoolroom. My husband is getting really into photography, so he has a high-speed camera that he uses. We also do a lot of video of the kids, and every year he will put together a CD-ROM that has, in addition to pictures on it, it also has video on it. That's something that's also really good to be able to pull for a portfolio, because, for instance, my oldest, at least, definitely he'll be applying to a program probably this summer, and they require, you know, like video of, you know, showing that your child like solving math problems and that sort of thing. And so, you know, it's not going to be something that we have to like go, oh, okay, let's, you know, get this together. We'll have a lot of different video that we can pull from and create a portfolio from, rather than just relying on, you know, trying to get things together in the last minute. I just really like having a lot of pictures. I mean, you guys saw I did a video on how I make custom books for the kids. So if they have, you know, I make, you know, books about them for writing prompts, for reading practice, that sort of stuff. I mean, that's one of the advantages of homeschooling, is that it can really be about your child, and your child having their own personal academic experience. And so I really like that. I want to continue to encourage that in my kids and let them know that it really is their personal experience. So I personalize as much as possible. Another question that I got was on curriculum planning and how exactly I plan our curriculum. And I did a video on this, but I don't think I was really clear on it, and that's because it's a little bit harder for me to explain it to people because it's so different. Basically, I don't really do kind of traditional curriculum planning, and the reason is because we use a lot of different curriculums, and my kids, they're asynchronous in their development. So, they, usually you don't say, okay, for my first grader, I want, her doing third grade math this year. That's generally not going to be what people write down in the plan. And so for me, what I really look for is what programs fit my kids' needs and let them work at their, the level that they need to be challenged at. And then also, what sort of things am I going to ask for mastery of? And what I mean by mastery is not only that my kids can do it right, but they can do it with fluency. They can do it with some speed. And so what I look for is I'm always balancing, what do they need to master? An example is that although my daughter is doing fine, working at the third grade math level, she's doing great. So, okay, third grade. But there is something that the math program is not asking her to do, no book is asking for her to do it, but I am requiring it, and that is that she memorize her multiplication tables. The reason why I'm demanding that, not really demanding, that's a strong word, and y'all know my parenting philosophy, I don't demand pretty much anything, but I'm asking for mastery of it is because it's just, you can't really do higher level math unless your multiplication facts and even complements, addition complements, unless they're just fluent for you, unless they're easy, they just roll off your tongue. So yeah, she's going through her math program fine, but the one thing that I'm starting to have her do is really look at, getting her multiplication table just down, all the way through 12s. And I found the best way to do that, that's not through workbooks or computer programs. It's actually through, Schoolhouse Rock. Yes, it's a great way to help kids memorize their multiplication tables. Another reason why I look at it more for mastery is because, or my curriculum planning as mastery is because, like, my daughter's twin. He is one where I'm working with him just in kind of fluency of math. For instance, he was actually he had finished, his first grade math, and he was actually into second grade math. I actually put him back down into first grade math. And the reason was because he was getting everything right. I mean, his percentage was like 99% correct. But he was not doing things with ease. It wasn't fast. So he was getting the right answer, but it was taking, more time than I thought it should take, and I knew that might lead to frustration later. So I actually had him redo first grade math in order for him to get the fluency that I was looking for, and now it's with ease. So now he's ready to take on second grade in math, and because first grade math, it was really fluent for him. Now as he goes into second grade math, it's like, okay, I got it. Rather than him kind of plodding his way through second grade math and then eventually plodding his way through third grade math, it's like, okay, I got it. It clicked. He was able to have his aha moment and then go through it with ease. So that's really what I'm looking for when it comes to curriculum. It's not so much, do X, Y, Z, but what do I want my kids to master, and taking our time and getting fluency. That is, a little bit easier for us because my kids are, they're working, at or above grade level. Like when I put my son back into first grade math, well, he's in first grade. So it's not like he was in third grade and I dropped him in first grade math. I just said, okay, you're still in first grade. He's in his first semester of first grade, so it's no big deal repeating it. And he's still about to, about to go back into second grade math. So, and we're still at the first semester of first grade. So it's not like he's, behind. So I understand it might be a little bit more pressure for somebody to pull their child back if their child is, at grade level or a little bit below. But I think, getting, pushing the curriculum itself aside and looking at mastery and fluency and making sure that things are easy when they should be easy, so that when things get harder, it's not overwhelming. That's a big deal for us. Another reason why curriculum planning is a little bit we do a little bit differently is because, you know, my kids do use multiple programs. Like my oldest, he is using 3 different math programs. He's using Stanford's EPGY, he's using Singapore Math, and he's using Khan Academy. So he's doing 3 different math programs. We also do The Life of Fred and some other stuff. So, you know, it's like if I tried to write out every single thing that we did, I mean, it would just take me it would take me too long to just write it out. And so I just look for what am I trying to get my kid to master, because like with him also, multiplication table fluency is required. But I don't require fluency. Like if I say, okay, what is 1/2 times 1/8? You know, he doesn't have to roll off his tongue. He can take out a piece of paper and figure that out. That's, you know, so I'm not requiring mastery of that. I'm requiring competency of that, meaning, can you do it? You know, you're at, you know, at this grade level, you should be able to multiply fractions. Are you competent? Can you do it and get the right answer? I'm not asking for it to be mental math and you just spit out the answer immediately, because being competent in that is what you need for algebra, calculus, trig, but being a master of multiplication tables and addition complements is necessary in order to go into algebra, calculus, trig. For reading, you know, he's doing all three kids are doing multiple reading programs, and my son is actually about to start my oldest is about to start a writing online program. The reason why I'm doing it is because I'm having him do writing, like he's doing book reports and research reports for me, but I found an online program that was really about helping them get to mastery in writing and having them redo things and that sort of stuff, and that's what I really wanted my kids to get comfortable with. They tend to be perfectionistic and think they have to do something perfect the first time, so I really was looking for something that had rewriting and scoping and editing built into it. So I think we found a match. I'll do a video on it as we go through the program, but so curriculum planning is something that's a little bit more convoluted for me, because I have a couple different philosophies going on in my head, and we're using a lot of different stuff, so it doesn't look clean on paper, it doesn't look good on paper, it doesn't even look like English when it's written out on paper, because there's so much stuff going on. So I concentrate more on what are the things that I want my kids to master at their grade level, and what are the things I want them competent at their grade level, and what are the things that I would like to introduce to them at their grade level. So those are the things that I really focus on, as opposed to traditional curriculum planning. It's really about, you know, where do I want them to be academically? That's really what my focus is. So I hope that answers the big questions that I had out there for me thus far. And if there's any questions, any additional questions, definitely feel free to leave them below. And if I can do a short answer, I'll just answer it on YouTube. But my answers are generally never short, so it will probably be in the form of a video response. So, you know, ask away. Hope this helps. This is Dr. J, and I'm out. Bye-bye.